Welcome to another episode of the Nigerian Theatre Witnesses to History on the Tunelaniyo podcast. It's the podcast on which we bring you veteran Nigerian theatre artists who have made waves in the Nigerian theatre in the last 30, 40, 50, 60 years, and who we ask as witnesses to state their own contribution in their own words to the theatre, how they came into the field of theatre, in which field of theatre they operated, those they operated with, how they grew in the theatre, and where they are today, so that we can document that for history and for the purpose of having them on record for what they have done, so that we don't lose that important contribution that they have made. Today we have a very, very great theatre artist who is very dear to my heart, because if not for every other thing, for the fact that we went to the same secondary school and we started theatre from the secondary school in the 70s until now. And he has made a lot of contributions in all the dimensions of the theatre and beyond.
What are we doing? I mean, what are you doing in my room?
Ibi yàrá tèmi náà ni.
Kí ló jẹ́ yàrá tèmi náà ni? Ìjọ́ wo ló ti wọ yàrá ìgbẹ́ ìṣòṣì náwó bí ni? Ọ̀gbẹ́ni, ìjọ́ wo ló ti wọnú yàrá mi gbẹ̀yìn?
Báwo ló ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ wa?
Báwo bí ó yí ìyá mi lẹ́nu pé orin wọnú yàrá mi. Láti ìgbà tó ti fẹ́yàwó tó ti láyò tuntun. You don't come to my room. You hardly talk to me. Have you forgotten days in which you talk to me? Also insult me. Tó jẹ́ kí n rántí wípé ọmọ ọ̀rọ̀ kíran ni mí. Èyí ló jẹ́ kí n rántí pé ọmọ ọ̀rọ̀ kíran pàápàá ni bàbá mi. Yẹ bí ti yín lólówó kò sí tó sọ.
Tí mo wá bẹ̀ fún mi ni. Mo wá bẹ̀ pé kò má bínú. Mo mọ̀ kí mo ti mess up. Gbogbo àwọn kò yẹ kí gbogbo àwọn kí wáyé kò yé mi gan ọmọ bí tí mo forí sí. Pé ọ̀dẹ̀ lògùn fún mi ní kò tí ẹ yé mi.
Kíní kan wáìpù bí wíìpù náà pé wọ́n fi kíní wíìpù orí ẹ̀yìn. Oògùn kọ́ kì í ṣe oògùn tó bá ti ń fún yín jẹ tí kíní yín kì tó bá ti wá bí tó bá fi kọ́kọ́rọ́ sílẹ̀ fún wọn tó bá ṣe kúrọ́. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni tó ó ti kì síbẹ̀ ní mọ́mẹ́ǹtì ó wá ń gbádùn ẹ̀. So gbígbádùn yẹn ló ń gbádùn lọ́jọ́ bí ìgbà tí wọ́n sà sí ẹ kó sà sí ẹ̀. Ó ń gbádùn ẹ̀ ni ó ti wá sórí burúkú ó ti ṣòfò lọ. You remember I have a door here?
Sori ó ti lọ má jẹ́ kó ọmọ kékeré kan kó sáàrin wa.
Lọ́mọ tó ti kó sí, lọ́mọ tó lọ kìbọ́lẹ̀, tó mú wá fúnra rẹ̀, tó mú sáàrin. What are you saying, Akin? Because I don't understand.
Ṣé a máa bínú? Má bínú.
Mo bí junú lọ. Tó bá jẹ́ wípé mo ní èpè lọ́jọ́ yẹn. Ó dàbí pé kí n sà ilé pé that day you said I was irritating you. Yes. That day I was talking to you, trying to appeal to my husband. I mean, trying because ara tèmi náà máa bèrè Akin. Akíndélé ọmọ Akíngbàgbọ́ ara mi bèrè. Did you remember what you're not got to say? You insulted me. Ó wá rántí sí nígbà tó sórí burúkú lọ wípé mi wà bí. I'm not a substitute. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe máa ń ṣe nìyẹn tó bá ti padà ṣẹlẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe máa ń ṣe nìyẹn ẹ wá máa ṣe bí adìẹ tí wọ́n dá mi lé lórí. If you don't get out of my room máa tí ẹ bọ́ta.
Má bínú.
Tó bá súnmọ́ mi mo lè bu ẹ̀jẹ̀ lọ́rùn. Ibi bàbá ó máa ṣe ẹ̀jẹ̀ jáde turururu Ọlọ́run máa pa ẹ́ fúnra mi ṣe bọ́kọ máa pa ẹ́ fúnra mi.
Ṣé wàá lè tó o pọ̀?
Ẹ̀yin ìka oníṣekúṣe aṣẹ́wó ìranu àgbáyà òṣì. Ẹ̀jẹ̀ torí wípé níyàwó mi ìyàwó tuntun kódà kí ló fún ẹ tí mi ò tí ì fún ẹ rí kódà gbogbo nǹkan tẹ́jọ́ ṣe láti jọ tó ti fẹ́ èwo ni mi ò ṣe fún ẹ nínú ẹ̀. Is there anything?
Kò dẹ̀ fáìn tó ẹ o.
Can you imagine? Kò ṣe pé kò fáìn tó mi nìkan kò dùn tó mi. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni gbogbo tí mo ní tó dára téèyàn ní lóbìnrin ni mo ní. She doesn't have it.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni mo mọ̀.
Bó ṣe wà ẹ́ mo mọ̀ kókò ṣeré jù mí.
Mo mọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Èpè ni mo mọ̀ èpè ni ló jà ẹ́.
Èmi gan mi tẹ kò yé mi.
Ó yé mi tí ó bá yé wọ yé mi out. Mo fẹ́ wẹ̀
ń ṣe máa jọ máa ń wẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ náà ni.
Ìgbẹ́ ìbọn sọ́pọ̀ lè ta ìlú sọ yìí. Lẹ́wọ̀n sọ́pọ̀ lè ta.
Ẹ já lọ wẹ̀.
Ìjọ́ wo mo ti rí ti gbígbẹ́ yìí? Mo mọ sáìsì tó wà mọ́. Ibi wọ́n bá mi jẹ́ dé kò bóyá mọ́.
It's my pleasure today to introduce to you the one and only Akin Louise. Akin, you're welcome.
Thank you.
To the Nigerian Theatre Witnesses to History. Akin is a witness on this episode of the program. And over the next couple of weeks, I'll be speaking with him on his entrance into the field of theatre and his progression through it into television, into film, stage, mention it. Indeed, at the time, he also went into puppetry. So he is a man with a lot to tell us about his contribution, and we are so glad to bring him. Welcome again, Akin.
Thanks. It's a pleasure for me to be here.
Akin and I went to Lagilu Grammar School.
That's correct.
And whereas I started with playing Brother Chume in the trials of Brother Jero in 1970, and went on to be Bolingbroke in King Richard II of William Shakespeare in my final year in 71. He also made his mark from there. And I want to ask him, tell me how you entered the theatre.
Well, let me see now if I can remember. Way back, I remember that my dad used to ask them to take me to WNTV, WBS in those days, kiddies zone and stuff like that. And that awakened in me something that must have been there.
That's right.
At the end of the day, we had a fight, my father and I, because he didn't want me to be a theatre artist. He wanted to expand my vista, my knowledge and all that.
Right.
But what he did, buy me comic books, buy me, books on theatre and all that, just exploded in my mind. And by the time I was leaving secondary school, I knew exactly what I wanted to be.
You were sure?
Yes, very sure, very sure. And, he had gotten me 3 jobs in the bank. And in those days, those were the jobs that everybody was looking for.
Yeah.
The 3 big banks. And my life was planned out. I do 2 years or 3 here, and then move up to London. And then, because I have brothers and sisters who are accountants and stuff.
That's right.
So when I said no, I wanted to be in fact, I was on my own. I was on my own. But I said, well, this is what I want to do, not count money and stuff like that. And I entered into it, and it's 51 years now going.
I know that I'm remembering faintly. Seems like you were in the production of that Richard II in 1971, were you?
I can't even remember clearly. I'm not sure. But I know that...
I saw a picture. I saw a picture.
Yeah.
I think that was last year.
Okay.
And the person who played the Queen was Tunde Atonda, who lives in Abuja now. Yeah. And he said, look at Akin Louise on the left.
Okay.
Until I saw that, I didn't even know
that I was in the production.
That you were in the production.
I mean,
because that was a good production for me.
Yes.
Because it was the production that enabled me to go to the Department of Theatre Arts in that year.
Yes.
That was where we borrowed the costumes from.
Okay.
And I went into the attic. Remember the attic?
Yeah, I remember the attic.
In the theatre, where we selected all forms of period costumes that we used to perform this thing. So after you refused going into the banks, what happened to you?
Well, I was on my own. And so I joined up with Professor Bodishowande.
Oduthim?
Yes, Oduthim. I joined up and I started my training right there. And well, after you guys left school, secondary school, I came into my own too, We did all this Julius Caesar.
No, you did.
Brother Jero and all
Oh,
that.
you did again.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was leaving, everybody knew that this one, he can't do anything else, you know. And so getting into the themes, and we started learning the tricks and all of that. And then I remember that I landed in UI and I wasn't a student. No, I wasn't a student, and I was with you guys now.
Yes.
And we were doing so many things in the theater.
Yes.
You know, along with Professor Ayo.
Yes.
What was his son now?
Ayobami
Akinwale, you know, late the blessed memory, and several other people too.
I remember I met you people in Odu Themes because I had gone to Lagos.
Okay.
And when I came back, everybody was in Odu Themes.
Yeah.
Because Odu Themes had this weekly program on television.
Right.
And, which was, of course, live broadcast of the weekly drama program. Can you recall some of those who were with you in Odu Themes at the time?
Yes. Dr.
Apart from Ayobami Akinwale.
Yes, Dr. Larry Akle was there. Tunji Patliwa was there.
Right.
Both
of them are now late, of course.
Yes, they're late. Tunji Adeshino.
Oh, okay.
Was there.
Right.
You know, and yes, those are people I can remember clearly that were there together.
Right. And I remember Dayo
Adekunle. Yes.
She was also there.
Yeah.
She was like the leader of the group at the time because they had gone to England.
To England, yes.
No, to France.
Is it France?
Yeah, he went to. I think he went to France.
I thought it was England.
Was it England?
Leeds or something.
He had gone abroad, but he sent scripts.
Yes, he used to send
almost
scripts.
On a weekly basis.
We were doing all that.
That was some time. That was some good time.
Oh yes,
some good time. I also remember Iyabo Oni.
Yes, Iyabo Oni too.
Iyabo Oni was there.
Came around,
There was Bimpe. Hey, what's her name? And I saw her a couple of years ago.
I can't remember. I mean, that's a long time ago.
It's the Odu Themes was a good crucible for preparing people.
Absolutely. We were really young at that time. And we had this fire that we needed to quench.
Yeah.
Which wouldn't go out anyway. So Odu Themes became the crucible. It was the in thing, you know, and
compared to today, I'm trying to look at the commitment that we had working with Odu Themes. It wasn't as if it was a paid job.
No.
You got the stipend for participating.
Yes.
But you just came every day for rehearsal.
Absolutely.
And you were not living on the UI campus.
No. It was incredible, you know. I don't think, really, and I want to be fair, I don't think this Gen Z, I don't think they have it in them what we had. You know, because for us it was, we didn't go
passion.
There for money. It was just passion.
Passion.
Pure passion. You know,
not
today,
money.
No, today.
I think we earn six naira or something.
Like that. Maybe you are depending on oh man. And we were doing it.
Yes. Nobody complained. No. Just did it, and you expect the money to come when NTA pays.
We just had a good time. Really, we just had a good time. You know.
What happened next?
Well, after all the things, now I was working in the railways, Nigerian railways.
Right.
And suddenly NTA Baron wanted to employ artists.
Yes.
For the first time, the GM, Ambassador Farumbi at that time, wanted to create a unit of theatre artists.
Yes.
You know, and so I went in there like other people, and I got taken.
Right.
You know,
employed by the NTA.
By the NTA. And then another vista opened up.
That's right.
And we were doing that, and I got my first break. We did a lot of TV movies then, but my first break came in the series Why Worry?
Why Worry?
Yeah.
Why Worry the Baba?
Yes, and that was it.
That became your name.
Yes. Up till now, people call me that.
That became your name, your identity.
It did, and Oh, it was.
Oluwa Lambe Lodge.
No, that's Cocoa Close.
That's Cocoa Close.
Yeah, after
that came after
Warri. Yeah, Cocoa Close came.
That came after.
Where Warri is the barber, one eye.
Yes.
You know, I mean, what can you cut with one eye?
With one eye.
You know, and then his best friend was Raimi Jaga,
the
painter with one
hand.
You know?
Where is Raimi now?
He's in England. Incidentally, he came around sometime.
Oh,
yeah,
he did?
Yeah, he normally drops in and goes back.
I've not seen him.
He's a big time lawyer now. But he still has this creative thing in his blood. Right. He does music with Uncle Tunji.
Okay.
And all of that.
Yes. That was some exciting time. Can you recollect some of those who were with you apart from Raimi?
Okay. Yes, and then in NTA.
Why Worry?
In the Why Worry. Olumide Bakare.
Yes.
Olumide Bakare. There was Selena Aheva. Selena, you know. Of course, there was Sunji Fatlewa.
Yes.
Felix Omoni. You know, and a couple of other girls. So, you know.
I think Tayo was Tayo there.
Tayo, right?
Yes.
She also, I think she did some
of the cameo thing.
Yeah. You know, and those were the days.
That was apart from some of the weekly things.
No, we kept doing that. We kept doing that.
That you kept doing.
Yeah.
That you kept doing. And there were some producers then that were with you.
Yes.
Who was the producer?
The closest one to us was Remy
Ugushile
at that time, yeah.
Who then became
Remy Jiru.
Remy Jiru.
Yes, he's in the US.
He's in the US now.
There was also Demola Adeyemi, you know, who was also with us, but it wasn't. Well, there were other productions going on at that time.
Yes.
You know, eventually the GM allowed us to produce and, in fact, direct all the Yoruba groups. Those professional groups, Alanjo people.
Yes.
So he wanted us to infuse our...
what do you call them? Adelo.
Yeah, Adelo Babasala. Ajipada. You know, all of them, all those big guys, yes. And what we did was, you know, infuse our institutionalized theater into their a lot of the traveling theater, they didn't have scripts. They didn't have scripts. If they can say something in one rehearsal
and then they say in the next listen. That was how they moved.
But it was great. NTA at that time became the best. Every single day of the week there were, you know, theater productions of, you know, high quality. So we'll do the Yoruba thing with them, and then we went back to our regular program. And mine was Why Worry?
Why Worry?
Yeah.
After Why Worry, of course, you also started Cocoa Close.
Yes, started Cocoa Close. Then I traveled.
How did that start?
Well, we were told that Why Worry is going to be arrested.
Okay.
We needed to replace it, and so what we did was, all of us in the drama unit, we just came together, sat down together, and I think Sonny Ndeku was our supervisor at that time.
Right.
And so we all just sat there, and we were bantering and throwing around ideas and concepts, and boom, Cocoa Close came out.
That's right.
That was how.
That's right.
You know,
so it was a group effort.
Yes,
that produced that.
Yes, it was.
And Ndeku was producing it.
Yes, it was producing.
So Ndeku, of course, was later being the person in charge of the media.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. Maybe I had traveled.
You had traveled. He crossed over there for some time.
Yes.
Then you went to Ife.
Yes, I went to Ife. You know, we were having so much fun, I completely forgot about school. I'm telling you, man. It wasn't funny at that time. I forgot myself. I was just having fun. and all the programs were top notch.
Yeah.
You know, number one, and it was.
You were making a name, you were being paid. You were enjoying yourself, you were being paid.
One day, one day you wake up and you realize that, wait a minute, everybody has kind of left you and they've taken off.
Yes.
So I said, okay, it's never too late.
Right.
So that's how I got to Ife. I went to Ife.
Right.
And I specialized in acting.
That's
what I've been doing, so, and I came out with a distinction.
Okay.
Yes.
Who are those with you in Ife?
Let me see now.
Can you recollect some of them?
Yeah, some of them. Olumide Bakari was
Olumide was there.
Tunji Fadlewa was there. Victor Akapo.
Oh, Victor.
At that time.
Yeah.
He was there too.
Victor Lauton later.
Olauton. Dele Murakiyo.
Dele Murakiyo.
Yes, and
Felix.
Felix, no, he wasn't our set.
He wasn't
He came in later.
Right.
So I think those are the men. Then some ladies too.
Some of the ladies from NTA.
From NTA and from other places. Yeah.
Okay. What was your experience in Ile-Ife?
Oh,
away from the NTA
now. We just went back to theatre, and we've had theatre experience.
Right.
All our foray, UI, and we do the things and all of that. And all of that. So for me it wasn't a difficult thing. Because it's like I just went back to theatre and I've had experience.
Yes.
So it was easy to gather all of those experiences and just, and somehow I became the best student.
That's right.
That's right. And it was incredible. And we were always working with the professionals, They had this professional
university theatre.
And they infused us in there with them.
Okay.
And it was incredible.
Who were some of the teachers while you were there? Remember them?
Oh, yes.
Particularly the ones you worked with in terms of production.
Yes, I worked with Wale Soyinka himself.
Okay.
There was Yemi Ogun, B.
Right.
There was Yuba.
Okay.
And then, and now there was the man himself who really got hold of me and shook me up, taught me some real acting skills and all that. Chuck Mike.
Chuck. Okay.
Yeah.
That's right. He had left Ibadan.
I had gone to Ife. And we had a great time. We had a great time there.
Now, which productions emerged from your stay at Ife?
Of course, we were always having projects. So every week you were in somebody's something or the other. But again, we used to have departmental projects. That's the big ones. And I remember I was in Dream on Monkey Mountain.
Dr. Carol Dawes.
Yeah,
so many people have mentioned it.
Oh, she was good. She was good.
Great director.
Yes, great director.
Great director.
And then, of course, I was in Steve Biko.
Oh. As
directed by the big man himself.
Right.
Wale
Soyinka.
Yes. Those were the two major departmental productions. Yeah. Otherwise, you were always in somebody's project. And the more projects you are in, the better for you.
That's right.
Because it's been noted and all of that.
That's right. That's right.
So there was never a dull moment.
So it was pleasing that you had a distinction coming out of that place.
Yes.
How did that impact on you when you returned to NTA?
Well, it got me charged up.
Right.
Even from Ife.
Okay.
So getting back to NTA, I couldn't stay any longer. I just took off. I went to Britain. Not Britain. Sofia. I landed in Sofia, and that's where the puppetry thing came in. I studied puppetry. I studied acting. I studied directing too.
Right.
And it was incredible.
Right.
And I also came out on top there too. Oh yes, I was the best overall student.
Right.
In the school.
Right.
And in fact, my GP, I got a 5.79 over 6. Yeah. And it's still there on marble.
Right.
Still there on marble. Right. It cost a lot.
It must. Of course, you didn't have any other thing to do than to pay attention.
Absolutely.
Far away in Sofia.
Absolutely.
Sofia.
So,
Did you do any production
Yes, in Sofia.
Yeah.
Oh, it was like being in university in Nigeria.
That's right.
Every week you are in
Tell
something,
us.
something. And then we had departmental productions too. We did a lot of Shakespeare.
Okay.
Yes, we did a lot of Shakespeare. That's Europe already.
Yes.
For them, Shakespeare
was an institution.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we also took productions from Nigeria there.
To Sofia?
To Sofia, yeah. We did some Attilo good things.
Oh.
We mixed with drama.
That's right.
And that just, everybody got to know us, the Nigerian students.
Yes. Who are the other Nigerian students with you in Sofia? Remember them?
Let me see if I can remember some of them. Any Jasper, Michael Ojake. There was a friend of mine, Dotu. I can't remember his last name now.
Okay.
Dotu. And several others, ladies too. Yeah. And it was incredible.
What was most important for you when you came back from Sofia?
Yeah, I came back with so much knowledge that I wanted to just come and, download it. And it was on the federal government scholarship.
Right.
But the disappointment was the federal government wasn't really interested when we came back.
What do you mean?
Like they were saying my language, they just
let loose, left alone.
Yeah, and it had been said that when we came back, we will be the foundation of something here. Well, because of all those things that were going to.
Yeah.
Then they weren't interested. So I just went back to NTA, got my old job back, and started doing things. But NTA had become too small for me. If you know what I mean at that time. So I quit. I quit. And again, we weren't making so much money.
Right.
And I needed money because we had started getting married.
Yes.
Having children.
Yes.
And all the monies we were making as young men.
Right.
It wasn't good.
Could not take care of
anything.
A family.
Absolutely. So I had now to go to Lagos. That's how my Lagos sojourn started.
Okay.
And even in Lagos, essentially it was more of TV.
Yeah.
In Lagos that I did. I did quite a lot of TV. And at the end of the day, there still wasn't money. And I needed money. So I crossed over to the corporate one. Now I had certificate. So I got jobs, incredible jobs. And I was still keeping my foot in the door.
In the door of theatre.
Absolutely. So I was getting my money from there and still doing my theatre here. The big break hadn't come then.
Right.
Right.
I remember that you were in the advertising.
Yes, absolutely.
And
I was there. And marketing also. Marketing. As a matter of fact, I had big jobs. I was a director in those places.
Yeah.
I worked in a bank. Yes.
Yeah.
And I worked in in fact, I was a director of marketing in Global.
In Global.
Absolutely.
Right.
And a lot of jobs like that. These days I sit down and I wonder how did I manage it? It's a lot of hard work and scheduling, because you couldn't work on other people's time.
You can't.
Or, and all that. So you have to be probably, when I close there at 5 or something, you do all night here, you do weekends there, you take a leave of absence. I just made sure that my foot was in the door because I knew I was coming back. Yes, I knew.
You always knew.
Yes, I always knew. That was how I planned it. It was the strategy.
He's got so much experience and so much to say as a witness. This is a true witness. You've heard him. He was in the corporate world. He was director of marketing here, director of communication here, director of advertising here, all over the place. And he was making his impact from the beginning as a theater artist, who still had the total focus to go back fully into theater. If you've enjoyed this episode of the Nigerian Theatre Witnesses to History, and with our witness, Akin, who is also a chief, and we'll be getting to that in the next episode, I want to ask you to click the like button, to share to friends, and to click the bell button so that you can subscribe and you can receive the alert to let you know when a new episode comes on. A new episode comes on every Thursday at 6 p.m. If you have any questions or comments to make, please leave them in the comment section. And if you have other things that you want the witness to talk about, he will do so. Until we come again your way, this is saying bye from the Nigerian Theatre Witnesses to History on the Tunde Laniyan podcast.